everybody, how you doing today? My name is Laura. Thanks for coming to Animal Yoga. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, we're going to start with a few seconds of breathing. So take your stuffed animal body, because breathing is very important in yoga and in life. And we're going to find a comfy spot on the floor to just lay down. Get comfortable. And take your stuffed animal buddy, and just put your stuffed animal on your belly and your chest, just anywhere on your body. And then just let your hands relax. You can close your eyes if you want for a couple of seconds. And then just breathe. Take a minute to check in how you're feeling. Breathing in and out. You can breathe through your nose or your mouth. I like to breathe in through my nose and breathe out through my mouth. And you can sigh a few times. And then when you're ready, just start breathing in a nice normal way. Don't even think about it. But take a look at your animal buddy. And just watch for a few breaths. What happens? Is he or she moving? We're going to try to do something a little interesting. We're going to try a breath experiment. So try breathing just by filling up your lungs. So take a deep breath in and fill up your lungs. And then let go. Do that again. And then let go. Now we're going to try something a little different. When you breathe in this time, try breathing in from your belly. Try to let your chest relax. Just move your belly. Make it as big as you can, and then let go. Try that again with just your belly. Feels a little different. Did you notice that your animal moved a little bit differently, depending on whether you were just breathing regularly and when you started breathing just with your chest, and when you started breathing just with your belly? So yoga has a lot to do with the breath, and you'll hear me talk a little bit about doing the poses and making the movements, but also breathing too. So yoga is all about connecting your breathing with moving your body, and it feels great. So let's get started. Okay. First, we're going to warm up a little bit. So we just were lying down for a few seconds. So nice and easy, we're going to come up. Take your time. Roll your back up, and we're going to do a little exercise called crown, heart, and tail. So what we're going to do is, and you can hang out with your buddy if you want to, or you can put your animal buddy. I'm going to put mine down right there. So we're going to talk about the three parts of your body that you use a lot in yoga. So the crown is the crown of your head. You can put your hand on your head. Your heart, of course you know where your heart is, right here in your chest. And your tail, that's your tailbone, the end of your spine. If you were a critter and you had some critters have long tails, some have short, some barely have any. That's where your spine ends, that's where your tail would begin. So let's see if we can play a little game and figure out these parts. Follow along with me. Crown, heart, tail. Good. Crown, heart, tail. Lift up through your crown as if there's an imaginary thread pulling the top of your head to the ceiling. Heart, open up your heart, let your shoulders relax. Tail, sink that imaginary tail, the end of your tailbone, in towards the ground. Crown, heart, tail. Crown, heart, tail. Crown, heart, tail. Crown, heart, tail. Crown, tail. Heart, tail. Heart, crown. Crown, tail. Crown, tail. Crown, tail. Crown, tail. Heart. Crown, heart, tail. Crown, heart, tail. Crown, heart, tail. Tail, heart, tail, heart, tail, heart, tail, heart, crown, tail. You got the idea. So with a lot of our poses, you'll hear me say, raise up through the crown of your head. Again, imagine that imaginary string pulling on top of your head as far up to the sky as it can get. At the same time, always open your heart. An open heart makes you happy. Let your shoulders relax back. Open up your heart. Sink your tailbone towards the ground. And if you do all three of these things, you'll grow a couple inches. Really, it'll be awesome. All right, let's start warming up the body. So everybody, it's gonna start getting crazy. So we're gonna do a little warm-up exercise, and what we're gonna do is, when I say go, we're gonna move anywhere you want to. You can jog around in little circles. If you've got a lot of room, you can jog around a lot. Or if you don't have that much room or you don't feel like it, you just move in place, okay? Move until I say freeze. And you're gonna freeze in whatever position you're in. All right, so let's try it. Go. Freeze. Go. That's my freeze. Freeze. All right, let's try it again. Go. Freeze. Excellent, guys. That was good. Now, I'm going to do that again, but instead of saying just freeze, I'm going to say freeze, and I'm going to name a yoga pose. And we'll all get into it together and hold it until I say go again. Ready? All right, let's do it. Go. Freeze. Tree pose. Start off in mountain pose. Feet underneath the hips, shoulders over the hips, heart open, crown very tall, hands by the side, relaxed. I'm going to lean into one foot, doesn't matter which one. Bring up the other foot to either right here at the ankle, that's fine, you can have your toe on the ground, or your calf, or all the way up here. Tree pose. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and go! Freeze! Tree pose! Maybe on the other side. Try to bring it up here. Go! Star pose. Starting in mountain pose. Leaning over on one leg, doesn't matter which one. Putting the other leg out, stretching it out, pointing the toe if you want to, lifting it off the ground if you want. Arms out like a star. You can roll your foot if you want. And go. Star pose. On the other side. Oh, freeze. Does look like a star. Go. Got a crazy one coming up for you. Freeze! Flying squirrel. We have flying squirrels in Michigan. They only come out at night. Stand on one leg. Bend the other knee. Reach back and grab your ankle. Stick out the other arm. And if you want to, tip forward. I'm flying. I'm flying like a flying squirrel. Go! Freeze! Flying squirrel on the other side. With your other leg now. Ooh. See how long you can hold it. Freeze, 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 freeze. And go! Yeah! Good job, ladies! All right, we're warmed up. Now let's meet some of our animal poses. I got my crazy bag of animals, and you can bring your partner, stuffed animal partner, in on some of these if you'd like. So I'm going to pick an animal out here. They're stuffed animals. And each one of these animals is either an animal in Michigan that spends the winter hibernating, which means they pretty much take a long nap for the whole winter. Or animals, some of these animals migrate. Anyone know what that means? Yeah, they take off. They find a warmer place with more food because they can't find it here in Michigan in the winter. Or one of these animals could be active. So, hey, it's winter. They make a few adaptations, make a few changes, change their life up a little bit, but pretty much keep active all winter long. So let's see. Oh, what's this? Coming in for the landing. Hello. What's this? A bat. Yes, we have some cool bats in Michigan. So, what are they doing? Thank you! What are they doing in winter in Michigan? Are they hibernating? Are they migrating? Or are they active? That's right, they hibernate. And they're one of the very few animals that truly hibernates in Michigan, which means it's not really quite just a nap, it's a little bit more. So remember how we were breathing at the beginning of our class? Well, their breathing is pretty quick too, like mine. But in the winter, they slow it way down. Only a couple of breaths a minute. Very, very slow. They also, if you feel your heart, remember our hearts? Ours beats pretty quickly. Theirs beats even quicker, except in the winter, it slows way down. And then also their body temperature. They're mammals just like us, so their body temperature is pretty much the same throughout the year, except in the winter. They are actually pretty cool. They are actually able to lower their body temperature in the winter. Kind of like when your parents are lower the thermostat or the heater in your house to save energy. That's what bats do too. They lower their body temperature to save energy and to hibernate. So let's do our bat pose. Everybody stand up. And we're going to have our feet out a little bit. And we're going to flap our wings. Because in the spring and summer and fall, bats are pretty active. But wait, stop. It's winter. Now we hinge forward. I'm going to grab my buddy. We're going to hinge forward, bending at the waist. Just as far down as is comfortable. And hibernate. Because bats are built to hang upside down for a long time. And mamas, when they have their babies, they hug their babies into them while they roost or hang out upside down during the day. So hug your berber and hibernate. Oh, it feels good. Just let your head get heavy. Some people go down farther than others. That's okay. Just go down to where it feels good. And then roll yourself up. Springtime, we're awake. Yay! All right, so these guys are hibernators. Put them in the hibernator category. What else do we have? Oh, what's this? Rabbits, yes. We have rabbits, of course, in Michigan. Are rabbits active in the winter? Do they hibernate or sleep all winter? Or do they fly south? They don't have wings, so they're active. In fact, some of you might have seen strange tracks in the snow, probably from one of these guys or maybe a squirrel. So these guys are active in the winter. They sometimes grow a thicker fur, and some types will change their fur from this color to white to blend in with the snow. So that's one of those special changes or adaptations that they make, but they can kind of keep them active during the winter. So let's get into a rabbit pose. Come over onto, I'm going to show you my side view. So we're going to go get on our hands and knees. And it's up to you. You can curl your toes in or just leave them flat, whatever feels good. And we're going to arch our back. And then sit back. Rest our head gently. Take our hands and wrap them around and grab our ankles if we can. If not, that's okay. You can just grab your calves or anywhere or around your thighs. And curve your back. Curve it up. Ooh, that feels like a nice, good stretch. So breathing in, breathing out. Hold it for a couple of breaths. That feels so good. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring our bottoms back down to our hips. Oh, if you want to try with your buddy, see if you can balance your buddy in that pose. And breathe. And see if your buddy moves. I'm not real good at doing this. Oh, no. I gotta work on that one. Okay, thanks, buddy. I'll work on that. Rabbit pose. Okay, what else do we have in here? Ooh. Oh, beautiful. Butterfly. Not any butterfly. Lots of butterflies don't make it through this. They're not built to make it through the season. But monarch butterflies, this is some monarch butterfly, they actually, what do? Are they active? Do you see them flitting around your bird feeder in the winter? Do they hibernate right here? Do they dig a hole and scurry inside or get inside a cave in Michigan? Nope. They migrate. Yes, they actually fly from here all the way to Mexico, thousands of miles. So let's see. Let's take our buddy and get into butterfly pose. So we're going to sit down on our bottoms, hugging our knees in, and then we're going to bring the soles of our feet together, close to our body or far away, whatever works best for you, whatever is more comfortable. Taking a deep breath in, rising up through the crown of our heads. Exhale, open the heart and sink that tailbone into the ground. Really nice tall spine. Your hands could be anywhere they want. I like to have mine resting right around my ankles. And if you're a resting butterfly, you're all set. If you are an active flying butterfly, maybe you're migrating, flap your wings. Woohoo! Antenna, don't forget. Now I figured out a really cool game to play with my buddy. I'm gonna rest him right here on one knee. All right. Now watch this. I'm gonna slowly move my other knee over so that my knees are holding on to him. I'm gonna bring him in the middle. I'm gonna go off to the other side. And see, gently open up my knee and get back into butterfly pose. Will it work? Kinda. All right, then I'm gonna try it again. Bring that knee over, come up in the middle, go back down. Ooh, this feels good on a nice back stretch too. And then open it up back to butterfly. Okay, see how fast can you go? How fast can you go? If you go fast, oh no, fast isn't always better. All right, that's a fun thing you can do. All right, what else? What else? What else? What is in here? Ooh. Oh, so many cool things. One of my absolute favorite animals ever. Snake. All right, we know that snakes are cold-blooded, or if you want to be fancy and sciencey, which I do, ectothermic, which means the temperature inside their bodies is the exact same as the temperature outside of their bodies. So right now he's nice and warm, but if I was to leave him outside on a day like today, what do you think would happen to his body temperature? Yeah, he'd become a snakesicle. So what do these guys do in Michigan in the winter? Do they hibernate? Do they migrate? Or are they active? Yes, they hibernate. There's a special term, there's a special sciencey word for reptiles and amphibians that hibernate. It's called brumate. But it's pretty much the same idea. They get away from the winter weather because they can't survive. So, let's be a snake. Where's my buddy? Okay. So we're going to get on our bellies for this one. Ooh, there we go. And our feet are just relaxed out behind us. We're going to prop ourselves up on our elbows. And if you want, you can put your buddy on your back, wherever he's comfortable. So this is our snake. We're going to stick our tongue out. Why? Why do snakes stick their tongues out? They smell that way. Now, the way a lot of animals get around is by walking or jumping or hopping or flying, but snakes don't have any arms or legs. So how do they move around? the muscles on their bellies. So let's pretend to be a snake and see if we can do it with our buddies on our back. So can't use our arms or our legs, so I'm just going to fold mine in, and I'm just going to use my stomach muscles, or the muscles at the bottom of my body, the part of my body that's connected to the floor. See how far I can go. Yeah. Make it, oh no. Yeah, that's not easy. Being a snake. Okay. They're built for it. Us, not so much. Okay. What else? Ooh. Is this the owl? Yes. Lots of cool owls in Michigan. But what are they doing in the winter? They got wings, they can migrate. Do they? Do they hibernate or are they active? They're active, yes. These guys love to, in fact, a lot of these guys are starting to find girlfriends and boyfriends, starting to mate and build nests and get ready to lay eggs and have baby owls. So winter's a really important time for these guys. They're very active. Okay, so buddy, owl pose. We're gonna sit crisscross applesauce like this. I'm gonna put you right here. And for owl pose, we're gonna take one hand, doesn't matter which one, and we're gonna turn and put that hand on the opposite knee. So we're crossing it over our bodies and putting it on the opposite knee. And the other hand can just go behind us. We're gonna take a deep breath in, rising through the crown of the head, and then exhaling. And looking over our shoulder as we exhale. So we feel a nice twist. Keeping our hips on the floor, our butts on the floor. And then every time we inhale, we're going to rise up through the crown and sink. Rise up through the crown, and as we exhale, we'll sink our tails down into the ground. And if you want, you can, with every exhale, you can turn your neck even further and twist a little bit. Take a few breaths like that. Now when you're ready, slowly unwinding and coming to the front, and we're going to try the opposite side. So taking the other hand, deep breath in, and then exhale. Put that hand across your body on the opposite knee. Other hand behind you, and exhale. Looking over your head. Now, why would this be called an owl pose? Our heads are turning behind us. An owl's head can turn almost all the way around. And the reason it can do that, you wonder why? Because their eyes can't move around on their heads like we can. If we keep our head totally still, we can look to one side with our eyes, and look to the other side. See, I'm looking at one finger, then the other, then the one, and I'm not moving my head. I don't really need to, because my eyes can move down. They can look up, and they can look down. Owls can't do that, so they have to move their whole head. Now, if you want to do the hootin' owl, you can take your buddy with you, and then take a deep breath in, and when you exhale, hoo, hoot. Inhale, coming into the middle, pass your buddy to the other hand, hoo, exhale. How fast can you go? Hoo, 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 hoo. Ooh, good breathing. Yes, get my lungs off. Exercised. What's this? Ooh, one of my favorite little birdies. The guy likes to drink nectar. A hummingbird, yes. Are they active in the winter? Do they migrate? Or do they hibernate? These guys fly way south because they like to drink nectar, the juice from flowers. And you don't see a lot of nectar blooming in January in Michigan. So let's do our hummingbird. So we're going to stand up. You can hug your buddy into your chest if you want to. Lift one leg, wrap it around the other. Then hug your buddy, crisscrossing, lining up your elbows. Flap, 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 flap. Jazz fingers, hummingbird fingers. They can, I can't remember how many times per minute they can do that, but they can really beat those wings a lot faster than I can move my fingers. See how fast you can move your fingers? Wow. They're amazing. Those little guys. Yeah. Okay. What else do we got? Ooh. All right. If you have a bird feeder, you've probably seen these guys. And these might be, well, I can't say that yet. Squirrels. Yes. Very popular in Michigan. Do they migrate? I know there are flying squirrels, but this is kind of like the squirrel that you see invading your bird feeder and running around during the day. This is the day shift. Flying squirrels are the night shift. Do they migrate? Are they active? Or do they hibernate? They're active. That's right. In fact, their footprints might look a lot like a bunny's footprints. There are a few differences, but if you see either one in the snow, these guys, if you follow their tracks, they usually lead to a tree because they like to climb trees. Bunnies, not so much. Not so much. So there's a clue. Squirrel pose. We're gonna stand up. I'm gonna show you the side view. All right. We're gonna do a forward fold. We're gonna bend at our waist. Just hang out. And then take our hands. You keep your knees bent if you want to. Walk out in front of you until your body looks like an upside down V. Kind of like an upside down V. Okay? And because we are a squirrel, we have a long fluffy tail. So stick one leg out. Ooh, this is kind of hard to balance. Then you can actually put your buddy on your butt. Yay, baby squirrel. Baby squirrel. And then when you're ready, put down to your knees. Get your buddy. Excellent. Ooh. What else? Only a few left. What's this? A snow goose. So we have all kinds of birds in Michigan, like geese and ducks and herons and cranes, that some of them migrate and some of them don't. So some stick around. Some might only migrate. Some only migrate not that far, maybe a few miles, maybe just to Ohio, the balmy destination, winter destination. But they may only migrate far enough to find water that isn't frozen, because a lot of what they eat lives in ponds and rivers and lakes. So they don't have to go too far, but they might have to go a little ways. So let's do our goose. And when you look up in the sky, sometimes you can see them flying south. So I'll show you the side view. We're gonna stand and we're gonna balance. Just on one foot, doesn't matter which one. The other foot we're gonna point out behind us. Then we're gonna tip our bodies down a little bit while we raise up that foot behind us. See how far you can go, and then stretch out your wings. And if you want, grab your buddy and see, can they balance on you? Oh, whoops. Yeah, well, mine not so much. How long can you hold that? How deep can you go? Ooh. Now when you're ready, bend your knee, lower that back leg. Woo. We're doing good, ladies. Okay, last one. What's this? Oh, the turtle. Here, let me see if I can do this. It's a puppet. And what do turtles do when they're scared? Some of them. Ooh, they're yeah, it's kind of hard to do with this puppet. They hide inside their shell, and then close their shell. So what are they doing? Are they migrating right now in Michigan? Are they out running around in the snow active, or are they hibernating? Yes, they're hibernating. So let's do our turtle pose. Again, your buddy can hang out on your shoulder if you want. So we're going to hug our knees into our chests, and then walk our feet. Keeping our knees bent. Walk the feet out wide. Take your hands, put them on the floor, and walk them underneath your knees. Turtle pose. Inhale, look up. We exhale, we're a scared turtle. We curve our back and we tuck our chin in. And this is challenging to do with your buddy on your shoulder or your back. Inhale, and exhale. Curve your back like a turtle shell, like a rounded turtle shell. Inhale, poking your head out. Look up, look around. Exhale. Excellent. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do a little guessing game. So let's take a look at all of our animals we learned about. I'll line them up here. Go. And I'm going to go over really quickly what the poses were. And we're going to do a guessing game. A guessing game. Okay. So we have our squirrel pose. Over, walking our hands out. Upside down V. Squirrel pose. We have our hummingbird pose. Lifting one leg up, wrapping it around. Hummingbird. Excellent. We have our turtle pose. Turtle sitting. We have our butterfly pose. Soles of the feet together. Antenna flapping if you want. We have our goose pose. We have our owl pose. Whoops, there we go. Whoo. 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 We have our rabbit pose. You can do them with me. Ooh, that one feels so good on my back. We have our bat pose. We have our snake pose. And if you remember from the warm-up we did, we have our tree pose, our star pose, and last but not least, our flying squirrel pose. So,
That much